Hello. Happy Sunday. Where's my thing? There it is. Hello. I wasn't really planning on streaming today. But I am just so fucking tired, man. And I say that, you know, knowing... Oh, you're tired, why are you streaming? Because I should be rigging. I should be rigging my model. I'm just too tired, though. I'm too damn tired, man. So what if I play some Hatsune Miku for like 1.5 or 2 hours instead? Maybe I'll be more into rigging afterwards. Hatsune Miku. You got it. Let me show you the progress I have so far, though. Wait, let me move over here. This one. And then this? Yeah. All I have done really is just the eyes and the eyebrows. There's too much going on in this song. Hang on. Oh, hell yeah, this one's perfect. My notification woke you up. Coming in here, I'm tired. I was like, oh, it's the same none yet. What if I just, like, went live after, like, the 5-minute introduction, waiting for people to come in? Just be like, yeah, no, I'm too tired. Bye. They just ended it. Oh wait, actually for this I should probably go over here. So there's not much, like, this is it right now. I don't have the glasses turned on because I turn them off when I rig eyes and eyebrows. You'll fly to Philly and fuck Chris. You say that as though that, like, you know, it's you, Nathan. You're allowed. So let me show you what I have right now. She can be looking. And you can see too, when she looks around, the shape of the eyes changes. Slightly, but it's there. And then we got, we can open them more. You know, we can close them. It's funny too, because by default it also moves when the eyes are closed, but obviously it won't know which direction she's looking at when they're closed. She can be this is when she's smiling, her eyes will be looking like that. And then, like, obviously like this too. And then, the eyebrows be moving up and down. And then, like, they'll also be like that. So, like, when my eyebrows are, like, big scrunched up, this little piece will come out. This little wrinkle. But also, like, depending on what the eyebrows are like, that will also change the shape of the eye. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have also a toggle for when I'm feeling on days like today, you know? I can have a nice little eye bag toggle going on. Very excited about that. Very excited to be able to express myself in that way. And then another toggle that I haven't started to rig yet, but I have the toggle set up. You know, for when I'm feeling extra tired. This one isn't rigged at all yet. But that's it so far. After I rig my funny eyes toggle, I have to work on the mouth next. Which I'm excited for and also intimidated by, because like the mouth I feel is always very important. The mouth and the eyes are very important. And just with my drawings in general, I feel like the eyes are always one of the most important things. Because you get just the general feel of a piece by what the eyes are like. But I'm happy with the eyes right now. So I just have to make sure the mouth is real good. Still gonna have a gremlin mode? I mean, I don't know, like... I feel like this, you know, is kind of that right now. I will be adding more toggles to this model after I release it initially. Like, I'm not gonna have a shit ton of toggles, because I need it to be done. But the good thing about me being the artist and the rigger is that I can just edit it whenever I want. I can just make, you know, little additions at a time over time. It's just the fucking... Just getting the bulk of it done, just getting this done is the biggest thing. And then, like, you know, the clothes will be able to be toggled too, so I can give it new outfits and everything. It's just, I just need the model itself to be as good as it can be, and then I can just add to it, but... I'm excited with it so far. Sometimes when I see this stuff and all the things you do and have to do, I'm reminded of how retarded I am. That reminds me, it was funny, Chris told me, cause like, I had a headache for most of yesterday, and like, in the evening, he was like, did you take any meds for it? And I was like, no. And he's like, Alex, you are simultaneously one of the smartest people I know and one of the stupidest at the same time. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, you figured out how to do all this modeling bullshit all by yourself. And yet, like, you won't take the fucking medicine I bought for you. And I'm like, man... Cause it'd be going away sometimes, and then it'd be coming back. But I took the headache medicine, and then my headache went away. It's crazy. It's crazy that happens. Who would have thought? Glad I got to witness your first triumph on stream. First tried that pony game? Hey! I mean, you know. What were we saying during that one Sonic Racing stream that you're like one of the editors of the My Little Pony wiki or something? I had faith in you. You gotta find all the pony games on Steam now and one tap all of them. This is so cute. Thank you, Impy. But yeah, that's it so far. Oh yeah, and then I also figured out, like, so I rigged the eyebrows, and then I just, like, duplicated the brows themselves, and then put them over top of the bangs, so that they clip on the bangs, but at a lower opacity, so you can, like, see them through the bangs. So I'm really happy about that, because with the model I have right now, like, you know, there's nothing fancy like that going on. Not that it needs it, but I have definitely learned a lot more going into this one than I did making this one like 3 years ago? Was it 3 years at this point? I think 2023 was when I used this, like the one I'm using right now is when I made that. What have you guys made up the fact? No, we didn't make it up. That's just, you know. You can toot your own horn, Robo. It's okay. We know how much you love the MLP fandom. But yeah, that's it so far. And like, I'm going like, each of these little parts is different. So like this highlight is its own thing, the pupil is its own thing, just so that I can like edit as much of it as I can so I can have as much control. Like even this little highlight right here, this is its own layer. Just so like as many parts can move independently of each other as they can. And like even this extra black shit, like this stuff is different from the outline itself. It's a pain in the ass to like manage initially, but it's a lot more fun rigging it. And like all of these shadows too, these are all independent layers of each other, so I can make them move differently if I need to. It's hard to explain because I'm not good at words, but I'm very excited because like all the stuff for the model I'm using right now, it's all basically connected. But I want all of the shadows and highlights to be independent so I can have more fun with moving them around. I really love the animating part of making models. Like, I don't like making the art that much because it's a lot of management and I don't like managing things like that, but moving it all around is so much fun. So this is the fun part of making a model for me, is the animating. Where all we look, you know, that's what friends do. They toot each other off, right? I know you and I hate being serious sometimes, but I'm proud of you. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate it. Gotta christen the new model with another Leisure Suit Larry stream. I already have a first game planned for this model, and it's a game that I have had planned for like the past year and a half. Because remember, the model I'm using right now, I christened with Ball on Wonderworld. I will not disclose what game I have planned, but just, you know, keep that in mind. Imagine if you didn't name all of the layers. I would... I would really do it if I had to do that. Yeah, you have to name everything just for your own sanity. But yeah, that's it so far. I don't have the mental fortitude to be working on that right now though. Is it Knack 3? Shh, 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 shh. You're not supposed to know about Knack 3. Don't get Sony on my ass if you're talking about Knack 3. How awesome would that be though? If Knack 3 not only came out, but if if Sony was like, this bitch who's never played Knack 1 or 2, this will be the one to spearhead Knack 3 into the future. And I would be like, well, you put it like that, I have no choice. Bling! Hang on. Blip. Blip. What's this audio like? That's as loud as it can be. That's as loud as it can be, baby. So, I also want to say that yesterday I got into modding this video game. And I really like it. I really like the fact that it's so easy to mod this game. I already modded, when I streamed it on Friday, I already modded the English translations, like, into the lyrics. But since then, I have also modded in songs from Project Diva X, as well as modules from that. I've modded in the accessory of elf ears and this shit. And then I also modded in different colors for the buttons when you press them, so it's a little easier to read. And then I modded in all of the cool fan art loading screens that the Vita games had. It's awesome. How can I do karaoke if it's in English? Butterman, you telling me you be singing this shit at your little desk when people be playing Project Diva? That would be cute, but we both know that's not happening. Also, you trying to tell me you don't know all these songs by heart? Don't you be lying to me like that. Where's the recommended module for this one? I skipped it. Hurts my eyes to look through your costumes, Miku. Oh, there it is. What accessories do we need? Yeah, we can give you some little elf ears. We can give you the glasses. And you know, we can give you the wings. Beautiful. I like this song. Hope you disabled the sex mods. I didn't look to see. I don't think there are any naked mods for this game. It's not like Sonic Racing. You got a lot of satisfaction from making mods? Wait, do you make mods? That's cool if you do. There's a lot of like song pack mods, but I don't think I want to download most of them because I think most of them are just like music videos and I'm not really interested in that. I like the ones from Project Diva X though, because they're like proper 3D customizable music videos. And then for a lot of the song packs, you have to like download other mods just to get them to work. And it can like fuck with your save files, so I'm not looking to do big ones like that. Oh yeah, and then I also modded it so that like the effect that plays when you press a button is not as intense, so it's not as distracting. It's just cool, because it's like... I'm sad that we're probably not going to get another game like this, but at least fans can keep it alive to some extent. I need to see if there's more accessory mods. This song is so cute. Oh yeah, let me show you the... I want to put up... Chris got me a figure. I want to put this on the stream. One sec, one sec. Oh wait. Oh no. Wait, should I? I can't remember where items are saved in Live 2D. I can have it just be an item. Let me find it.
Play that one song. You know the one. You know the one.
Will, what the fuck? That's enough for several songs. Which songs do you want me to play, Will? Thank you for the little bits. Where's VTube Studio? Here it is. Is it in data? Yeah, streaming assets, items. We'll call it Miku Zaku. Blub 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 blub. Get the fuck. Whoa, wait. Oh, because I was gonna say, wait, where did it go in OBS? Because I deleted it, stupid. Hang on, hang on. Item? Mikuzaku! Yay! Perfect, beautiful, awesome. You know the one? Okay. Well, I'll just play one of my what? I was gonna say I'll just play one of my favorites, but I'll think of something. I'll think of something to play. Did Chris find the Zegok one? What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's one.
What?
Zegok's another Zeon suit.
Is there a Miku Zegok thing?
She uses her hair for the arms.
Oh my god, that's stupid. That's awesome though. I like this one though. Zaku 2 is too moe. He told me there was a Char Zaku one also, and I was like, that's stupid. Char Zaku, gotta say, overrated. Char Zaku ain't shit compared to Zaku 2. Char Zaku is not even as cute as Zaku 1. Hang on. Okay, what? Oh my god! That would be better if it was like a green Zaku.
Well, it'd be blue if it was normal, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that it's red. Where the fuck is Tato? Tato is in this game. I can play one with her skin, but she doesn't have any songs though. People modded in Tato songs though. Miku, if after I finally get her, what do you have against Miku Wumpus? You want to buy a Zoid to build? Do it. Zoids are cool. Damn it, my combo. But yeah, as you can see, the colors of the thingies, they're different with this mod. It's easier to see, like, at a glance, which I imagine will make it easier to play for the harder difficulties. Because the buttons just be flying in hard and extreme. My brain can't read them that fast. She's dead. She died. Am I some kind of clank phobe? No, I'm picky about which clankers I like. Char Zaku is not that great. I want the Zegok one, but it's like 30 to 40 bucks. I feel like that's pretty reasonable. Cause this Zaku 2 one, it's like, it's pretty, she's thick. She's pretty thick. She's beefy. She's good quality. Still have a Gundam I need to build. Figure someone bought me for Chrissy off Temu, which is sadly better quality than most of the Gundams I build. Oh shit. Alright, I gotta find a good one. Okay, this one will be for Will. We'll play a few for Will. I'm gonna pick the sluttiest songs. And like, you know. Alright, Will. Which of these swimsuits do you want? Do you want swim trunks? Do you want thong with goggles? Thong without goggles? The bike shorts? Or like the regular shorts? Or, you know, it can be any of the other ones too, but I just assume you want the ones where he's half naked. With goggles? Okay. Alright, accessories. Do you want him to have, like, elf ears? Do you want him to have cat ears? Do you want him to have rabbit ears? Horns? Halo? Do you want him to have stupid hair? Do you want him to have dog ears? He can have a crown. He can be scary. You want him to have the duck for this horny song? Oh, you mean this? The chicks? Because, like, there's also this. But there's other stuff too. There's glasses, more ears. Actually, no, we can't do this because if we do this and it takes the goggles off. We have some chest stuff, but the chest stuff is never any good. There's too many bibs. I wish there was not bibs as an accessory. But then we have back stuff. He can have wings or like backpack. He can have tails. He can have some scary stuff. He can have some cats on him. A TV. The wind-up key? Gotcha. Actually, here's what we're gonna do. We're making a shared set right now. This way, I can just switch to this costume for songs that Will wants. I forgot that you could do this. There we go. Alright, we're ready. There's a few slutty ass songs in this game. I'll play them with this module. Oh fuck, I already messed it up. Oh my god, Will, look who's in your bed. Oh my god! He's coming to get you. He died. Oh my god. I really like setting Kaito to be like the module for slutty songs. You know, cause it's funny, you know? Haha. He wasn't even wearing shoes. Watching this on the Lord's Day? Mm-hmm. Sure are. And look at that art for Miku. I wish they gave her, like, a well-endowed model. Oh yeah, this one is just about fucking. Pretty sure this song is just straight up about fucking. This one will also be for Will. The lyrics should be translated so you can read what it's about. Like, the name of the song is not subtle at all. I think this is one of the songs that was in Project Diva X on the Vita. When I first played it, I was like, oh my god! Whenever I see, like, new people getting into Miku and seeing, like, some of them complain about some of the songs people make for her being so sexualized, I just want to be like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Just don't listen to the sexualized songs. It's always been about this. He's so cunty. Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? That's not Miku, that's Maku. What did I join? We're just playing some songs that Will wants to hear, you know? I leave her 5 minutes so they're mostly naked twink dancing. Just playing some Miku. She was on a, what is that, Dead or Alive Extreme collab? Well, I mean, you know. You telling me this isn't sexy? You can't lie to me now. If that's what the Clanker Revolution is like, sign me up. Oh my god, bro. Okay, now I have to look. There's probably not a Dunkachino song mod. But now I have to look. Let me just see. Dunkachino. Damn, there's no Dunkachino. I should put in a request for someone to make a chart just for that, like, 20-second video. There's a new Catholic Church anime boy. Yeah, there is. Wait, is that a boy? I thought that was a girl. I'm trying to find more slutty songs. My problem though is that there's so many songs. I can't remember what any of them are until I see them. Oh, this one's pretty slutty. This is a good one. Stupid that is a girl. It would be funny if it was a boy, given the Catholic Church. Will, what would you do if you were still working at the gas station and this twink comes busting in, doing this shit at you? Just zoomed right in. The goggles really make it. Don't look! There should be a Kaito's Fat Bulge mod. Look at that little cunt. Hell fucking yeah, I think we got the full combo, baby. The Clanker Revolution gonna be nothing more than dweebs downloading their chat GPT girlfriends onto USB sticks and sticking them up they butt. Yeah, and that's sad. That's honestly sad. We could have little Miku-Zakus running around. Instead we get a bunch of losers talking to a smarter child. That's an ancient pull for those of you who remember Instant Messenger. Love how he moves in Miku's animations. Me too. Me too. Alright, let's see. That was 3. We can do like 7 more slutty songs. I don't remember what they are though. Telling me this isn't modded? No. Well, the game is modded, but the costume for Kaito is not modded. Alright, well... This one is slutty. Alright, Will, here's a question. For the duo, for this couple song, would you prefer it to be a second Kaito? Or would you prefer it to be a Len? Hang on. Len has these ones. He doesn't have a cool goggles one, but there is a goggles... there's a goggles accessory I can put on him. Len doesn't have a Speedo, he has this. That's shiny. He has this. And he has this. Oh my god, look at the butt! They gave this little twink more of an ass than some of the girls, I feel. Gonna have to be a second Kaito? Gotcha. Wait, there isn't a swimsuit over here, is there? No. He has this. He has a Power Rangers costume. I guess it doesn't have to be a swimsuit. It can be any one of these costumes. Look at this one. What a little homo. Do you want Cybercat? Because I can put him in any of this crap. He could be Santa. Oh, oh wait! There's a tan one! I forgot! Do you want it to be pale Kaito and tan Kaito? Pajama party Kaito. His feet are out. Options I've never even considered before. What do you think? He can be a fish. Do you want the pajama one? He must be freezing? What are you talking about? Pajamas? Okay. We'll let one be modest. Are there any accessories you want him to have? We can't change the hat. The hat has to stay the same. But he can put any of this crap on. Miku's little helper. There are goggles, right? Yeah, he can wear these if you want. Give him the CRT. Whoops. Maybe he can wear this one, because this is like... You know for sure that this is the man of the relationship. You have the femme and the mask. There's a lot of slutty songs in this game. Shut up. But yeah, I'm so happy that there is a mod to put all the fan art loading screens in. Oh shit, the game might have crashed or something. It shouldn't be loading this long. The game should not be loading for this long. This combo was too powerful. Alright, I'm gonna close out and reload it. Play the game. Two Kaitos in love is way too powerful. Good, it saved everything. Hopefully it loads this time. Dang, it might not be loading. Ah, crap. Oh, crap. Dang. Well, I guess we can't do this song right now. Too much bottom energy? Yeah, you might be right about that. I wonder if it's the TV mod. Maybe it doesn't like that one. I'll try opening it again without that one on. So far I haven't had any issues with the mods. That's why I'm not trying to go crazy with too many of them, because I don't know when they'll start conflicting with each other. What else can we put on this little bitch? Let's give him the big red button. Dang. Maybe it's just the song itself. Which is weird, because I played it the other day, but I also didn't have all these other mods put in. Hello, Viridian. Damn. Oh well. I'll figure out what's up with that later. We'll just have to find a different slutty song to play until then. Bum 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 bum. At least I was able to play it the other day with the Christian shirt and the Sonic costume, the way God intended. What is this song? The picture makes it look like it's gonna be slutty. Let me play this one. Christian got kicked out of another con. Yeah, that's not surprising. Well, this one doesn't seem slutty, but, you know, it works, probably. Oh, shit. That's scary. Is she singing about fucking? I can't read the lyrics. I can't with all the little cat things. Oh shit. I got stupid hands today. Cunt. You wanna see Robo play this with his Guitar Hero controller? Convince him to. It's on Steam. Oh my god, I love this song. I'm preemptively adding that one to favorites. This one isn't overtly sexy, but this one is very cunty. And that's perfect for this Kaito fit. I love the costume for Maiko for this song too, because her tits are only covered by a belt, and that's awesome. Oh my god, Kaito, work it, boy, work it! Will, if this Kaito was any Animal Crossing villager, who would it be? I love this song. Maiko gets such good songs, but they barely give her fucking any of them. It's so funny when they just zoom on his crotch, because it's like obviously meant for a character wearing more clothes. So it's meant to be more subtle, but this bitch ain't wearing anything. So it's just so overt. Suddenly, dick cam. Oh my god, work it, girl. Julian, let's see. Yeah, I can see it. We need more dancing happening now. Yeah, that's that's Kaito. What's his personality? Smug? Why are they polite, kind, and gentleman-like if they're smug? That's a cool house. That is very Kaito coded. Smug is just code for gay? Alright, I get it. I see the vision. No, that I was gonna say, is this one sexy? No, it's just one of them is playing the piano. I can't remember what that is. Kaito, what the hell are you saying in this one? I love the art on this one. Oh, this one is so slutty. Poppy Po is too slutty for Kaito, though. She has a gun! Alright, this one's slutty. We found a slutty one. Wait. No, this one isn't that slutty, actually. I was thinking of a different one. For a split second, I thought this was just a big dildo. I was gonna be like, whoa. Come on, Miku, I know we got more slutty songs than that. I don't know what a lot of these songs are. This one is meant for swimsuits. Yeah, we'll keep that on him. What kind of hat can we put on him? Let's see if this works. Please work. Yes. I like the Miku song Derma played where he just goes crazy and it looks like he's getting attacked by a bat. What? Derma or in the song? You guys ready for summer? In late February? I know we're getting snow, a lot of us. You have to put on the AC after this song. I love this song. Hell yeah, got the fucking perfect. Got to, with all the snow, I'm definitely ready for summer. Yeah, I wonder if I have any more canceled for tomorrow. I already have 2 canceled visits tomorrow for my job. Oh, I got a few more. Hell fucking yeah. Let me see. It do be like that sometimes. Imagining Kiryu and Majima dancing this? Oh my god, wait. Are there Kiryu mods? Are there Yakuza mods? There is a mod that I thought about downloading, but I didn't. But I might. Hang on. Yakuza. Oh fuck. There's a song pack. Yeah, but see, that's my thing for song packs, is that like it's just music videos, which I don't want. Like, I get it, but that's not what makes Project Diva fun for me. Damn. There's not a model edition. There is a mod though. Let me find it. Look at this mod. You can mod the Team Fortress characters in. Which I haven't done this one, but I might have to, man. I might just have to do this one. I don't have the stones yet to pull the trigger on that mod, but I feel like it's coming. There's a Breaking Bad one? What do you mean, like a mod to put like 3D renders of the Breaking Bad people into this game? Oh, this is the one I was thinking of. This is a slutty song. Eyes wide open, Will. You'll want to see this shit. Walter and Jesse models? Oh my god. I might have to get that one. What the hand's doing? Oh my god! Kaito, what you doing with that lipstick? Oh shit. He's the devil. The heavy and medic possibilities? What do you mean? Are they paired up or something a lot? I gotta say, I'm not too knowledgeable about the toxic yaoi pairings from Team Fortress characters. They are? That's funny. I can't remember if this song is slutty, but this is a fun song. I like this one, so we'll play it anyway with this fit. Oh my god, work it, girl! Oh my god. Fuck. It's so funny when it zooms in on just his legs. Cause it's just like, damn, this bitch is just naked. Don't push me away, Kaito! Oh, shake it. You shot you. Got an achievement. Cleared 100 songs. Cool. What sort of boy crime have I stumbled on in here? Well, Will gave me some bits, so now I'm playing the sluttiest songs I can find with this fun Kaito fit. The only issue is I can't- she's flipping me off! The only issue is I can't remember which ones are slutty, so we have to go through one by one. This one's a little slutty. Not super slutty. It's slutty enough. This one is very brat coded. Kaito is a brat in this one, and you need to tame him. Oh, this one doesn't have an English translation. That's weird. What's up with that? Damn, 100.69. 6969. He's thinking about chicks? Lucky me. I can imagine Kojima in the crowd with glow sticks and all. Yeah, probably. I like this song. It's not really slutty though. I want to say, does this song have a weird music video? I can't remember what the music video for this one is. Maybe it's not that weird. Why are we in the desert now? There's a hair stuck to my lip and it itches. Kaito, you're Mr. Worldwide. You're just going everywhere. Even playing for the cacti and the lizards. Oh my god. Wow, that one wasn't really weird, but it was cute. He breathed in the vacuum up there. Kaito, he can breathe a little vacuum. I did not want to retry. Are there any other slutty songs? Wait, I love these two songs. I love this song. I thought that was Ash Ketchum's hat for a second. There's gotta be some slutty songs up here. It's a little slutty. Oh wait, I know which one we can do. If I can remember the name of it. Yeah, Glasses. I was gonna say the one with glasses. It's literally called Glasses. This one is slutty. This one is deceptively slutty. I say when it starts with a moan. Oh my god, he's in such a hurry. Go, Kaito! Oh shit. Kaito, no wonder you're cold. Wow! Wow, 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 wow! That's just a normal song about an appreciation for glasses and absolutely no fetishistic implications whatsoever. Alright. Let's just keep going down the list now. Song specific. Fetishes? Please, this is Japan. Yeah, they don't, you know, what even is a fetish? Want you to wear this one? We'll make you a cat, then. Actually, no. We'll make you, like, a dog or something. No, yeah, cat ears work for that, too. Whatever. I can't remember what the song is like. There's so many goddamn songs in this game. That's a nice little umbrella effect. Do you guys miss Kaito? Oh. Wow. Oh my god, a big skeleton! Oh shit, fuck. The doubles still mess me up, even with the better, like, color correction. I'm just never prepared for it, probably because I'm only playing on normal. Alright, what's this song? You just want me to wear this basic-ass costume? What's the music video for this one like? We're not wearing the basic-ass, bitch-ass Miku costume for this. Alright, it's like that. Let's see what we got. Any of these? Nah. Miku, what the hell we gonna put you in, baby girl? What don't I have yet? Not owned. Let's buy you something new for this one. What we got? Let's get you Racing Miku 2011 version. There we go. And we'll give you the Halo and Wings combo. How's that sound? Beautiful. Snowman head? We'll do snowman head for a different one. I haven't bought the snowman head yet. Don't you guys like the fan art loading screens? They're so cute. I was so sad when they stopped putting them in. Thank God for mods. This song is nice. Oh, she's falling. She's gonna die. Use your wings. Fuck. So shit. I like that song. That was fun. She racing, she singing, she falling, she dancing, she do it all. Does this one have a music video? I don't think it does. No, I don't think it has a 3D. I think it's, yeah, it's just an animated one. The lyrics are real. Contrary to popular belief, the song does have lyrics. Like, it still makes me sad. Like, think of the cunty dance they could have animated to this song. Yeah?
How do you turn your bike?
You put the key in and you turn it.
It's not working.
Hang on. Chris is looking at the brakes from my bike. I gotta help him. I'll be right back. Ugh. This one? Because the other one is on my thing.
I was like, why is this key not working?
Yeah, these keys are for the battery. It's and this one is for the lock. And this one is for that. Yeah, that's the sound it's been making. But like, it's hard to tell if it's the brake pad or if it's something different. Wait, I guess I can turn this back off. There's the here it is. I had the light on because it was greening. I'm back. He was just using the wrong key. We have a few keys hanging up. Whoa! He found the horn button. That scared me too. Yeah, what if I set up the horn to be Miku going beep? That would, maybe I would actually use it. I don't use the horn on my bike. Because it's one of those things where it's like, if I need to yell at someone, I'm just gonna yell at them. I'm not gonna use the fucking bitch-ass horn on it. Man, why couldn't they have just animated a 3D music video for this? Think of how slutty Kaito could have been dancing to this song. I love the way the hands are drawn in this video. Shit. The multi-button presses are my bane. For my bike, I take an Aztec death whistle. That's a good idea. I just curse at people when they almost kill me with their cars. I've already done that for the past decade on a normal-ass bike. So far, I haven't had to yell at anyone yet on my e-bike, but I'm sure that day is coming. I know we were robbed. There's a lot going on in this album art. Alright, Miku, what kind of bullshit you need to wear for this? This one? Hatune Miku. This is a school outfit, so you can have some stupid hair going on. And then God, I wish the chest stuff was better. Like, it always just hovers. It just hovers on top of everything. It looks like shit. I guess you can wear the badge. We have some medals. Nah. Oh, you can wear this badge. It's like your little school badge. But look at how much it hovers on top. It looks like shit. Like, I get it has to fit multiple body types, but like, it shouldn't be that hard. This shit shouldn't be that difficult to figure out. Miku Stinku? No! Gonna go full mobility Mary on these drivers. I wish. That queen was untouchable. Oh, it's funny. Even though I'm on the e-bike now, like, I'm still riding it at a speed as though I was riding a regular bike. Because I know how dangerous it is to ride a bike in this fucking city between drivers and potholes and shit. And I make where I turn very apparent, so no one hits me. There's a lot happening in this music video, I feel. I can't watch it though. Shit. Skipping into the river! Drivers are so mean to bikers, yeah. And it's like, I understand to an extent because a lot of bikers are just so fucking irresponsible, but it's like, bro, if you see a biker, like, going off to the side, not causing a problem, you don't need to be mad that they simply exist. Because a lot of bikers, a lot of people on bikes and scooters piss me the fuck off too. But it's like, when you see one actually following the rules, just leave them alone. There's this one time where a truck transporting a bunch of strawberries swerved a little. A shit ton of strawberries fell out the back and it looked like there was a biker accident on the freeway. Oh, poor strawberries, no. I don't see bikes often since I don't want to catch a manslaughter charge. I'll always be nice to them. Yeah, because that's the thing too. It's like, yeah, dude, obviously if I'm in a fight against someone with a car, they could easily kill me. But that's also why it's just like, bro, I'm just gonna yell the fuck at you. To piss you off and also embarrass you around everyone else, but also make sure people are looking in case you do something stupid. You got held up for like an hour because there was an actual biking accident? God, that sucks. Yeah, so many people in cars just get so mad that the fact that people ride bikes and scooters. And it's like, bro, maybe you shouldn't be driving a car. For this song, I think we'll just go random Kaito. We'll just let Kaito wear whatever the fuck he wants for this one. I should buy more Kaito stuff. Educate them via yelling, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think many of them care or learn, but it makes me feel better. Kaito, we spoiling the shit out of you, boy. Oh shit, I didn't want to wear that. There we go, we have all of Kaito's costumes now. I just assume everyone in a city constantly exists in a state of perpetual road rage. Yeah, to an extent, and it's like, I don't know, man. You're driving in the city. Don't expect to get anywhere quickly. Like, you're gonna have to slow down and stop at corners. You're driving in a city. And it's like, when it's trash day, there's gonna be holdups because there's not enough space for the trash trucks and cars to also drive. Like, some people try to drive on the sidewalk just to get around them, and it's like, I hope you just crash and explode and no one else is affected but you. And your family has to pull your charred, burning wreck of a corpse out of your stupid fucking car. And I hope none of them feel sad about it. I hope your death is celebrated. by everyone you've known and loved. That's a reasonable reaction I feel to have. I just noticed Kaito's naked again. He chose this. He had every costume to pick from and he chose this. He's so happy. It doesn't feel the same without his goggles on, though. I love when he does little kicks. Where are his nipples? I don't know. I don't know if Vocaloids are allowed to have nipples. They gave his balls jiggle physics, but they don't care enough to give him hyper-realistic nipples. Does he? He doesn't even have balls. He doesn't have any dick jiggle, does he? That would be cool if he did. What the fuck song is this? Oh, this has a costume. This? Okay. Oh, this is a freaky type of music video. Hang on. We have to make an addition. There we go. This is what they took from us when they decided to stop making these games in favor of the iPad one. Never let people forget. Miku used to be about soul. Shit. Piss. I love that one. That was awesome. Ugh. Another casualty to to mobile trash, yeah. It was either this or Snooza. Yeah, has anyone played the Kiwami 3 thing? It looks ugly, doesn't it? Have they made it look not shit? This one goes in the favorites. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Pumpkin! Oh no. Oh wait. We should put on the pumpkin. Where's pumpkin? Yeah. Hell yeah. Now that's what I'm talking about. Pumpkin? Pumpkin! Like, I'm okay with Miku doing collabs with other shit, but like... make the games be good. Make her own games be good. Oh shit, motherfuck. I pressed X. Oh, I can probably give her the devil wings. I wonder if there's any skeleton mods for this game. song is cute. Oh my god. That shut my brain off. Wow, she's a pumpkin. I do want her little figurine of her and the Zaku little jammies. Yeah, they're cute. It's cute. It's very cute. Alright, let me put the bat wings on her. Yeah, now that's extra cute. Alright, I think this next song is gonna be the last one. I gotta pick something good. What do I have favorited that I haven't done yet? We'll do this one. I like this one with Kaito a lot. He gets to wear his genius costume. Look at him! He's so happy. He's so cute. Yeah, shit, it's like 5:40. I gotta start cooking dinner. Bro, I went to the grocery store to buy stuff for dinner, and like, we're supposed to be getting like half a foot of snow overnight. And people are fucking panic buying, and it's like, bro, we're not even getting a full foot. Like, pipe down, dude. It's gonna be okay. Kaito, you're so cute. Yay! Finished with the perfect. I love that song so much. This is such a comfort game for me. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out, watching me play it for a bit. My brain feels a little less melty now. So I think after I cook dinner, whoa, my VTube studio's freaking the fuck out. There we go. I think after I'm done cooking dinner, I'll be ready to start rigging again. Yay! Yay! Ugh. I wish we got a single inch of snow where we lived. Haven't seen it in like 25 years. It sucks. I like the snow a lot, but the city's response to it last time made it really shitty. Oh, there's a Miku collab getting scalped. Bro, I'm so sick of scalpers. I hate so much that like the finance bros and quote unquote investors have infiltrated like nerd stuff so much. It's like, can't you guys just stick to your fucking lottery tickets? Can't you just stick to your lottery tickets in casinos like everyone else in your shitty make money through everything hobby? Ugh. Is it not detecting like my eyes? There we go. I hate that when people panic buy. Makes me have to just feel the need to keep the house stocked. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm lucky because I live in Philly, so no matter what, there's always going to be stuff open. And that's why I don't understand why people panic buy around here, because it's just like, bro, you're not going to be able to eat. There is going to be like hundreds of places for you to pick from. It's just stupid. Yeah, Nathan, I think if you got snow in Australia, you would probably have a lot more to worry about than the standard person getting snow. People panic buying, now I have to panic buy faster to beat them, yeah. And then there was me just buying stuff to make dinner tonight. Just like, alright. Alright, I guess. Please just let me buy some broccoli and cauliflower. I was able to do that at least, so you know. You know! I have to move my Miku out of the way. Let's see. Kyo streaming some Bloodborne? We're gonna raid Kyo. Thanks for chilling. Next stream will probably be Friday? I'll probably stream. Oh yeah, I think the Tangle and Whisper Festival is happening in Sonic Racing on Friday. So I'll probably do that then. There won't be a stream on Saturday because I'm seeing a concert. I'm seeing Machine Girl. But yeah, Friday we'll do some Sonic Racing. Miku's in that game too. Miku's everywhere. Until then, have a good ass week. Hopefully it doesn't snow too much where you are. Or, you know, hopefully it snows a lot. If you want that. Say bye-bye, Miku. Miku, you can't say that.